lawyer.
Fuck your feelings.
Welcome to Fuck Your Feelings, the greatest podcast that ever exists, man. I'm your man, Justin Hines, man. We got a phenomenal. Hey, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. People don't be sharing. You gotta share. Shout out to everybody sharing, man. We got a great episode. Great episode. We got Callie Scott. We got Chase Anthony. I don't know what I was about to say. Anthony. And we got Chelsé. Chelsé, how you pronounce your last name?
Greaux.
Greaux. See, I was about to say Grox.
I'm glad you didn't.
It's French.
That's French. Where
Yes.
you from?
I'm from the East Coast, but my grandfather was from the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, because they drop slaves off everywhere. So
They drop slaves off
So
everywhere.
with black people, we everywhere. So yeah, that's where the French last name came from.
You know what's so funny? I was just thinking about a sketch idea. I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I was thinking of a sketch idea about, you know how they have Amish people? They choose to live an Amish life.
Mm-hmm.
What if there were slaves that chose to just still live a slave life? Like they're like, no, I'm good. We stick to tradition. You know what I'm saying?
Their word.
Their word.
Yeah, it was like this. Like, bro, I'm not about to go out there and look for work.
They turned into sharecroppers.
Mm-hmm. That's what Harriet Tubman said. She was like, I could have freed a lot more people if they knew they were slaves.
Bing bong.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a meme. I didn't know.
Not me.
That's real life. But again, if you think about prison, you think about the same thing. Like, it's the same thing. Your
That's
mind,
wild.
they got your mind, not necessarily your body is staying where your mind is. But yeah,
Damn.
some people didn't even know they was free.
Yeah.
That's
Even
wild.
when they were told they were free, they were too scared to go out.
They
and
was
live
like,
life.
no.
Let me ask y'all a question. If y'all could be slaves,
If y'all, here we go.
This is the first thing
Here
we're
we go.
talking about?
Are
That's
we,
crazy.
you're recorded?
Really fuck
It's
our
off the
feelings
top.
and our day. and our day.
Right.
You want some shit that's gonna live in your mind for the rest of the day?
I was like, but everything is paid for and they're nice to you.
No.
Okay.
Nigga,
No.
listen,
It's
Wait,
no
what
for
you gotta
me.
do? I need details.
you're,
Like,
you're talking to all entertainers. Like, we're not the nigga that can keep a job.
All right. Just thought I'd ask. Just thought I'd ask.
Would you?
No. The black in me couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But if they said,
What if they said you?
if they treated me like, if white people treated me the same way they treat their dogs,
I'm done.
They don't treat their kids like they treat their dogs. What are you talking about?
that's what I'm saying.
You're not gonna get that.
I said if. That was the
yeah,
key.
no.
If white people like, if you work 9 to 5, I promise you, we'll fucking take you fucking anywhere you want to go.
I'm done.
Pay for your clothes. I'm canceled, everybody. I'm
They
just
gonna,
talking.
sign, sign you to KKK Records. You're gonna be like this.
Terry Crews somewhere right now, like,
oh my god.
The catch with that is though, every time they tell you to sit or roll over, you got to do it. You know, so
Mm.
because they treat their dogs good. When they tell them sit down, they got to sit down. And
Like
they
the French in Chelsea. That shit came out. She was like this. So you gotta do all the shit. Right?
Right. And when they go on vacation, they're gonna keep you in a kennel. So you got to think
Oh,
about
they
it.
gonna
White
board you.
people treat
They're
you
gonna board
so
you.
good on vacation. They dogs go to like little ranches and they got
Right.
like little valet services and shit. They treat their dogs well. My
They
family
do.
drops our dog off. At
But Justin would be the
Oh.
only human in there with a bunch of dogs in the dog hotel.
You know what's so crazy, man? So first of all, Callie just showed up. She called all my friends fine except me. She said Chase was fine. She said Lee was fine. She didn't give me a compliment, and it's okay.
I gave you a different kind of compliment though. I
She's-
complimented your accomplishments.
She called me rich and said have a nice place, and
That's what get the most pussy.
Hello?
I'm
You
just
think
throwing
so?
it. What you mean?
you get the best pussy, right? I
Well,
don't know if
they-
you get the most pussy.
No, they get the most. What you mean?
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Scammers Psh, get the most pussy.
You think so?
Yes. What you mean? You got time and money? Nigga, what?
What y'all think, women? What y'all think? Who get more pussy? Do you think rich dudes get more pussy or fine dudes?
I think that rich fine dudes get the most, and then rich dudes get the second most, and then it goes from there.
Yeah, I mean, like, how ugly and rich is he? Because, like, it's sometimes you just gotta close your eyes. You be
Jay
like,
Z? No.
Ooh.
Shout out to Jay Z. He's fucking one of my favorite rappers. I'm just talking shit. Fuck your feelings. He like fuck your feelings in your career. I put it in the call. Young.
Hilarious.
Well, this is what I'm thinking though. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that because I feel like fine dudes fuck before rich dudes got money. Now, once they get money, then I guess the floodgate open though. So that's the kind of the difference.
So
yeah.
here's the other side of that, right?
Mhm.
Do fine chicks get more dick than big bitches?
First of all, dick ain't never stopped over here. So
Why you like that?
No, because her hand came up. I was like, uh-oh.
Watch him out. I don't know what rumor is going out that
No,
big bitches
but
ain't
he's-
fucking.
No, that's what he's
what I'm
saying.
saying.
It's
That's what I'm
thrown
saying.
at me like rain. Like,
Right, and
That's
what
the
I'm
point he's
saying.
making. That's the point he's
Right?
making.
So we get online and everybody's trying to look this way when they getting the most dick. So what was the goals? It's the same thing that we were
I
saying.
don't think niggas want to fuck rich bitches because we disrespectful. I mean, they're disrespectful.
You rich?
What you mean? You said
I
big
mean-
chicks are disrespectful.
Look, we are.
What you mean by that? What
I'm
happened?
double disrespectful.
You mean like you fuck him and call him Uber? Like,
Absolutely, I'm not
yeah.
calling his Uber. He can call it on his own, nigga. Just because I can afford it don't mean I'm calling it. Why would I do that?
so you fuck him and kick him out? Is
Yeah,
what you said.
Have a nice night.
Let me ask you a question. I have a theory. Let me know, Chelsea, too. I literally just told, because I feel like there's a new sexual revolution going on with women right now, right? Women are really embracing their sexuality. They're like, yo, if we want to go have sex, we'll go have sex too and keep it moving. Like, we could do this, right? Cool. They call it the whole phase, right? Women, for the most part, they'll be like, I have my whole phase. Having my whole phase. All right, that's what's up. I feel like most women have a 4-year tops whole phase. 4 years, they like, I'll be a hoe. After that 4 year, they back to I need to find a man.
Does it have to be consecutive 4 years? Or are you saying like the
sometimes they can
lifetime of 4
split.
years?
Oh, it could split.
Yeah, because I feel like, there's two hoe phases, right? There's
But
the
I'm
one-
not wrong with the 4-year thing, though. That's
I
what y'all
mean,
saying.
Like a cumulative.
You went
Cumulative.
college. You went college years. You like this. Hey, you got a college career of hoeing.
That's right.
But I mean,
Let her finish. My bad.
I mean, I feel like women, we have two whole phases. I feel like we have the whole phase in our late teens, early 20s, when we're just like, oh, I'm an adult and we're young and we're doing our thing. And then I feel like you have a second part 2 whole phase when you're like usually like in your 30s or your 40s. And that's when it's a lot easier to like hook up with a dude and deuce because you really
That's
focus
also
on your stuff.
That's also after you've been through a divorce or a breakup.
Yeah, I mean,
that should come to you like The Godfather. It's like, hey, you got part 1 and part 2.
right.
You gonna watch Al Pacino get older. That's crazy. You're welcome. You're like, oh, okay. But I think so. This is the other side that again, like to accompany that. I do wonder if it's always been happening. It just now has
Absolutely.
a voice
It's
and a
definitely
face. Because
always been happening.
I've been checked on that when I got checked the same day. It's like this. So you think that smart women don't like to fuck? And I was like, no, I never even thought about it
Not smart
like
that you
that. And
think
it's like,
that.
nah, like they like to fuck just like everybody else. You think educated, you think wealthy, you think they don't like to fuck. And it was just bringing it down where it's like, well, I thought just hoes like the fuck. It's like this. So you think that people that are accomplished don't have hoe tendencies? And I think that that's what we were starting to see. Like like she was saying, there's chicks that's like this. Cool. I just came over here for dick, bro. Like you're trying to cuddle and you're all emotional. I just want to go home. You were number 3.
There was
I mean,
like, you gotta realize like there was a queen at one point and she was the most powerful. You think she was just fucking one nigga? Like you don't think that she was like the dick is for me? Like all the dicks in my household are for me.
Is this
Yeah.
facts? Is this facts? Like queens was just fucking dudes?
Cleopatra?
Why wouldn't she?
Cleopatra was getting it in, you know what I'm saying?
Queen
like
Charlotte?
she yeah, you go back in the history, she had a baby by Caesar. Like it was like Caesar went over to Egypt because Cleopatra's getting too powerful. And so they thought, he was gonna go over there and she seduced that dude and had his baby.
Yeah, wow.
And then they sent Mark Antony over there to try to get Julius Caesar. She seduced him.
J-Lo husband?
No,
I thought the same thing. I was like, these timelines is mixing up. I think you're talking about Selena or
I'm
something.
talking
You talking about multiverse fucking? What's going
I'm
on?
talking about Mark Anthony was not the first Mark Anthony. Come on now.
I know.
That's the most general
I know.
name.
When you said that shit, though, we always like this.
Not we all.
My mama loved Mark Anthony too. What the
I'm
fuck?
done with y'all. No, but I mean, yeah, like I do think that there's like that queen stuff like that was happening. Like women, we've always like enjoyed sex and enjoyed our bodies. I just think that it's just being more open about it because for so long we were shamed for like sharing that part of ourselves. So, and
That's unfortunate.
I got 4 sisters, so when I tell you like you've been seeing it in your house, you like this. Oh man, wait till other men find out about this, and then now other men find out about it. It's like this. Wait, this shit been going on the whole time. The whole time. I was trying to tell y'all didn't want to believe me because y'all want to believe that y'all pimps and players. Like no, they wanted to fuck. It wasn't you. You thought you bagged her at the club? No, nigga, she bagged you, and she got free drinks.
well,
That's true.
I do want to like debate the whole definition because I know you call it a hoe phase because it's just a shorter sentence, but really, I think that like I don't look at women who enjoy sex like that. I don't look at it as hoes. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's a fact.
Because
That's a fact.
for me, hoes. A hoe is someone who lacks integrity. You know what I'm saying? That's a hoe is a specific. Like to me, a hoe, a girl who like knows you're in a relationship and tries to come for your man. That's a hoe. You know, she has no integrity. She has no boundaries, no respect.
She don't even want to be with a nigga. She just wants to
She
ruin
just-
your shit.
For validation, hoes are insecure, troublemaking messy people who have no integrity. That's what a hoe is to me. A woman who just like is single and having sex with other single men, she's just a Samantha from Sex and the City,
But
you know?
But I also think that I think that we try to put women in a whole box.
Samantha died from AIDS on the new season. Did y'all know
No,
this?
she didn't die. She living in
Oh my
Paris.
What?
How you messing?
That's so
You
funny.
click on the wrong spoilers. Like,
I'm like, wait a minute.
My bad, Chase. My bad. What you saying, Chase?
No, I was just saying that I think that men's insecurities has projected that word on women.
That's true.
Men are hoes and women are hoes. When we go to the club, it's hoes looking for hoes. It ain't, oh, I'm come here and I'm a good man and this hoe got me again. It's like, nah, I'm a hoe and we talking about hoe shit in the car and we going to find some other hoes in the car and hopefully we got a good parent.
I see it as being adults, man. If you fucking an adult, you do what you want to do. Like if you grown, you grown. Meaning to supplement the word hoe is what I'm saying. If you grown, you grown.
Society don't give it to us like that.
Right.
Remember, we're not supposed to be having premarital sex, guys. That was where
True.
society tells us like, oh, we condemn you.
Right.
And now it's like, oh, okay, cool. We're comfortable talking about it. And so now, the cat's out the bag because it's easy. Again, we're men, so it's easy for us to blame women for everything, but it's us, nigga.
yeah, that's why
I just realized you got your hoochie daddy shorts on.
Yes,
like,
Styley.
you got these thighs out,
We
like,
love
I'm
it.
just playing my role.
Love to see
All
it.
right. I came here on a mission.
It's accomplished. Take me with you.
Hey, now see, this is what I don't like. This is what I don't like because I remember my single days. I don't like when a woman says she about that life, but then you realize she's really not about that life. Meaning, if he said, "Let's go back to my crib after this show and fuck," you ain't really about that life. You saying you about that life, but you're not really about that life. That
It's
shit you
terrible that like young ladies have put y'all in a position where you feel like that's the truth. I'm so sorry that y'all have experienced that. But I think that there's also something that like men forget. Like women are still, for the most part, emotional. So like
Yeah.
sometimes we might want to go to your place and you know what I'm saying, but we want a little finesse, nigga, work. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
don't
Risk the
disrespect me. Like nigga, your mama taught you better than that. Act like you know you want more. Pretend. Do me
Yeah.
right.
So like, just run a little game. Like what happened to
Yeah.
game? Like I just lately these dudes just I don't know. I've had some experiences, but
what they do?
well, okay, so I met this dude. I met
What they
this
do?
I met
They
this
smile.
dude at he worked at the deli at a grocery store, you know what I'm saying? And he was cute, we was flirting. So then eventually he asked for my number. We were texting and the conversation was cool, normal. Out of left field, I invited him to a comedy show, and out of left field, he gonna say to me, I would come to your comedy show, but I haven't gotten laid in like a really, 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 really long time. This nigga typed out 4 reallys in the text and said, yeah, so it's really affecting my vision. I can't really see right, and it's just really making me uneasy, and I want to just have sex with you, you know what I'm saying? So if we could just do that. I'm like, dang, no coffee, like
Damn.
no game, no finesse. Like lately I've been running into dudes who are just, oh, like can we just like get to this? I'm like, you're not even gonna try. Like
Yeah,
there's no...
niggas don't even lie. Like, oh, you worked hard today. Can I give you a massage? Massage yourself into this pussy. Like, you
Baby,
ain't
would you
gotta.
like
Y'all still want massages, women?
Absolutely.
I do want a massage. What are you talking about? Man?
I don't use this coconut oil for no reason. You know?
I just found out about the coconut oil.
Oh, really?
I just found out about it.
Yeah, man.
Got to slather it on, I was told.
I've been out the game for a long time.
Been out the game,
Welcome back.
Dry dick Justin.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, bro. These ain't the problems that you want. Trying to figure out what oil and how to get the shit out your sheets.
How to get the shit out when it be staining
You
your
like,
sheets?
God damn, this is a big ass oil spot. Like, she peed in my bed. Like,
Shout out to the piss in the bed. That's how you know you hit that bladder. Throw that goddamn bladder up.
tell you hydrated, baby.
Been drinking Fiji all morning, haven't you?
Green tea and everything. You smell it.
Y'all living a different life.
Oh,
than me.
hilarious.
You know
What
what I'm
you
saying?
mean? What you mean? You don't squirt? You don't?
No, I
leak?
don't. No.
Oh, you ain't had nobody fuck you right then.
Why do niggas say that?
That's
I
the
feel
truth.
like-
That's the truth.
How do you know you don't have a vagina?
I have. You don't know about me. Okay, I have. Back in the day, I was in them streets.
Okay.
Okay, they called me fucking waterbed Justin. Okay,
They did not call you
nigga.
that.
After I got done fucking bitches, they was in the bed.
Why your
like
feet
a fucking waterbed, yo. I was waterbed fucking Justin.
I am done.
I'm telling you, niggas thought they was on Splash Mountain. I fucking, yeah, you goddamn right. Super soaker. Okay? You know how they say the black dude invented the super? I invented the goddamn super soaker. It was me first. I used to run around with girls' pussy.
Bedroom turned into a water park.
It was a water park. Goddamn Adventure Island. Y'all don't know about Adventure Island. That's in Tampa, but
I mean,
you haven't been fucked right, is what I'm saying.
You believe that every woman can squirt?
Every woman will leak liquid if they're being fucked correctly.
I'm sorry, leak, liquid, and squirting are different things.
Same shit.
Well, I
Same
think
shit. Puddle patty is what they used to call me.
I will say I have gotten close, but I have not experienced, the full splash. But I think that for most women, like, at least I guess like for me, like, I think the only way I would really like do that is if I was in love / I really trusted the guy, because for me, it's a mental thing. I think like, I've had homegirls that like, they never ever squirted for a long time. Then they met their dude and then they really like felt safe with him and stuff like that. And so they opened up more sexually. And then that was the first time that they squirted. So I think that trust is a big thing. Cause I do think there's a mental connection between that,
I don't want a nigga fucking like that then. Never mind.
You don't want nobody to tap in?
She be ordering them Ubers. She was like, I wasn't ordering the Ubers. Now I order them. You want the SUV?
Get up out of there, nigga. That's too far.
He said you could sit in the front. Like, no, like what?
That's hilarious.
No, because literally though, so like when I was younger, when you say just the knowledge part of it, I read this book called The Sexopedia by Ann Hopper. And in there it does go more to what Chelsea was saying when it's a certain kind of stimulation and freedom, right? Because if you about to pee on somebody or squirt, as we call it, like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's an uncomfortable position. That's a different kind of freedom that like, hey, still like me after I pee on you, nigga. Like,
no, I want to be disrespectful. So if it happens, it happens.
What you mean you want to be disrespectful?
He taking notes. Where does notepad come from?
I know. He was like this. So Ann Hopper, the Sexopedia.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Turn your camera a little bit more towards you. Almost out the frame.
Oh, my bad.
He started getting Splash Mountain.
I know.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Y'all keep talking.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, no. So I think that it from experience, it does seem to be more in the lines of what Chelsea says. I think that it's that comfort zone.
Yeah.
But again, and some niggas are just come over to fuck. Other niggas is on a mission. Like, bitch, I'm about to make your head explode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make your head explode. Have y'all orgasm? Because I know
I have. Oh, definitely. Orgasm. Yeah.
Orgasm.
Why'd you lean back away from the mic? Like it's about to explode. Like you about to make the mic splash.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I feel really bad for women who have an orgasm because, like, why are you letting these niggas jack off in you, sis? Get yours.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrible situation to be in.
I never looked at it like that. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we doing.
Because there's niggas out there that literally have that slogan like, shit, he who comes first wins. It's like, so you better get in there.
Oh, nigga, I'm the same way, nigga. I'm done.
These sound like some terrible ass sex experience.
You ain't never had no good. You had no good stuff.
I've had great sex, but I'm very open about like how I feel. So like if I come and I can't go like again, like nigga, you don't have to wait a second. Like hold on, I need to refuel too, nigga. Like coming can be like a really like big situation for us too, nigga. If I'm coming, like it's a lot happening down there. Like
what year are y'all in y'all whole phase?
Well, I had a baby young, so I didn't really have a good whole phase. So
okay,
like I kept it together, and I was getting my mom life together, and then I became an entertainer, and then I got in a little relationship, and now I'm like,
so what year are you in? 6 months? Are you?
I might be in like a year and a half.
Okay. I'll tell you.
I mean, I think I'm in like a redux of a whole phase.
I tell you what, this is not what's TI podcast? Expeditiously. We don't got time to be looking up with the source. The fuck redux mean?
I mean, basically, I guess I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm taking a break. I think my last one was ended a couple months ago. So, I was in like a little 6-month period of time. But it was really with one guy, so I don't know if that counts as a whole phase.
No,
that does not count.
No.
But I mean,
reclaim your time.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Jasmine Sullivan. Yes,
that's not it.
Yeah,
you got some more to do.
Yeah, but I
never had one.
When you look like you do, Chase, okay, you don't have to go into a whole phase and women just throwing you vagina. Soon as Chase walked in, Callie said, "Pussy."
That's not what I said. I said it with a French accent.
No, go ahead.
No, because at first I wasn't gonna even say nothing, but I think that men have whole phases too. I think that there's a level of maturity because some of us are tricks, some of us aren't. Some of us are out there, and it's all about putting up numbers. So it ain't about necessarily the quality; it's about the quantity. So I think we go through different whole phases than women do, but we definitely be.
Y'all be going through some weird shit. Y'all be going through nesting. And I've just noticed a lot of my friends that are like now, like getting into their 30s, like all of a sudden they're like, "Ooh, I need to be in a relationship," and it's like they like choose one of the bitches that they've been rotating through. And they just like, one of you bitches is gonna be with me, and it's like
Vegas,
what the fuck?
It's just
But
like
wait, do you want to say your age or you don't want to say your age?
I'd rather not.
Okay, all right. I didn't know. I was trying to figure out because I realized when women get around 27, 28, that's when they start to end their first whole phase. Because they're like, okay, I'm approaching 30, I'm single, I need to find a husband and settle down and cut the shit.
It's hard to ask entertainers that kind of question because we got a different kind of lifestyle.
We do.
Yeah. My standards are not where my homegirl standards are at. Like, we definitely want different things out of life. One of my friends is like so hell bent on having like a whole like little family, you know? And I'm like, bitch, like I got shit to do.
Y'all know Wendy, well, you already have your kid. You don't have a kid.
No.
Wendy Raquel Robinson did an episode of MacGyver.
Why you with the camera look?
That was a good show.
Thank you, brother.
I just co-signed that.
Thank you, brother. So she told me she played my mom on the last season, right? Season 5 episode. No, I don't know. But it was season 5. She told me that she didn't have any children. And she know a lot of other famous actresses that don't have children. She said she had did a somebody else show. And she said, I wanted to tell her to make sure, if you want children, to make sure you take that time. Because as a woman actress, you know, a woman actress, but nowadays you don't know. So as a woman, I'm canceled. So fuck your feelings. Fuck your feelings. That's the point of the show, man. All right. So, but she was saying, as an actress, you have to be careful to not let your entire life go by because you're chasing your career and not have that time to start your family if you want a family. She's just saying, be careful of that.
Men too.
Yeah.
Men too.
Well,
like real life. If you want to play with your fucking kids, stop thinking that like, oh, I can do this time. Yes, and it will be a birth and a death on the same day.
Oh
like,
my!
Wow. I'm just saying, like people like think that they can stall out life. It's like, nah, you got to tap into both. So as much as we like, hey, we're entertainers. We're what 13, 14 years in. Yep. It's like, all right, cool. Some of us have tapped in, built families, have stability. Right. And then the other ones out here like, oh, well, I'm going to find this perfect time for some shit to happen. And that just does not exist. So like Wendy was saying, like, you got to make time for it. Also, you don't clock in and you chasing something that has no end date.
That's right. With me, you got to, when he's trying to pull out, you got to lock them legs.
Oh, no.
Pull him in close.
I jump back.
You know, niggas do that to females.
What you mean? Trap them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A dude broke my birth control.
What you mean?
Yeah, what? I had like I have the same kind now, but they have like a little IUD that they put like in your arm, and he said he felt like we were gonna break up, and so he decided to take things into his own hands. The crazy part is like when he broke it, like I had crazy side effects. So like, you know, when we broke up eventually, I ended up going to the doctors and getting it out. And the doctors were so like dumbfounded that it was broken.
How did he break it? Like he grabbed you tight or something?
I was asleep and he was just bending it in my sleep like for days. Like he would just bend it until it broke.
That's a crazy Negro.
Yeah, see, and this is why, like, I'm really considering, like, being abstinent till marriage, honestly, because lately, these dudes have been trying to just impregnate. I don't know, like, I be having to, like, because I'm a big condom person, and I tell people this, like, I personally, I've always had bad side effects from birth control, so that's why I don't take it, but I make dudes wrap it up, right? And I've had several dudes where, you know, they'll like try to fake me out, or like, I'll be like, oh man, it doesn't fit. And I'll be like, well, I guess I'm leaving. Like, I don't play with that because for me personally, I want to be married when I have.
He said what don't fit the condom?
Well, yeah, simple. He gonna talk about he got a lifestyle, right? And then this guy, he was a comic, so I mean, I won't say his name, but on stage, I saw him on stage a month after, you know, we were gonna hook up and the condom didn't fit.
Was it Gerard Carmichael?
No, absolutely. Come on now. No. Please stop. Please stop.
I'm trying to think of the least likely comedian that it would be.
But but this guy saw him on stage a month later. He said, yeah, I do this thing where, you know, I buy a lifestyle because I know it's not gonna fit me. And then hopefully the girl see it won't fit. And then she'll just be like, fine, no condom. I'm like, no, dude, like it's just too much of a risk for me, like personally. But yeah, I mean, I feel you on that. But I'm at a point, like I'm an empath, so I'm sensitive to energy and stuff. So I feel like I really just would rather wait, Also, my jaw hurts, I just want to take a break. I just rather be married until I have sex.
You say your jaw hurts.
Your jaw hurt. My jaw hurts. Yeah. So
big dick female.
Yeah. Well, from the whole phase. I told you. Well, I guess it wasn't a whole phase. It was a little bit. Your face right now. You're looking at me like
there's so much stuff I want to unpack. Sis, wait.
we have time. Go for
it. First of all, you still fucking funny dick?
What's funny?
Comics.
These niggas, yeah.
Oh no. This was like this was like 2 years ago.
Fucking comics? Hold on, we gotta just rewind. I mean, I would suggest y'all don't either, but I just want to know what y'all opinion is. I was like,
it's not a regular thing. Like literally, it's been like in my 10 years doing stand up, it's been 4 guys that
you're a chuckle
comics.
fucker, Chelsea. You're a chuckle fucker.
No. I have talent. I don't need to stage time, dog. What are you talking about?
That's not a chuckle fucker. Is when you on the road and the chicks that probably go to comedy shows all the time with a wait staff or something like that.
Or girls who say they're comics that pretend to be comics and really,
Oh, no.
He's like, the wait staff and all this. It's like,
right.
It's snitching on everybody right now.
Sorry. I'm a virgin. I have a daughter. Shout out to Jack.
Immaculate conception.
But what you're saying, Chelsea, my bad.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's where I'm at in my life. Like, I feel like I just want to get on my knees again until a guy gets on his knee and asks me to marry him. Like, I'm just kind of really,
that's deep.
I just really would rather just chill out, and because I don't get anything out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I hate when women say that shit.
No, I don't get anything out of having sex with a dude. It's like, because this is the thing, like, I'm observational, right? I talk to my homegirls about this stuff. I have homegirls that are in relationships. Some of them have been dating their dude for 3, 4, 5 years, and they are terrified because they're like, yo, I've been doing wifely duties and we live together, and he could just walk up and leave, and it's like, no ring, and then they wouldn't get anything out of it. They would just have to move out the apartment and start over, and these are real conversations that I have, and I'm just like, listen, everybody got to get their life how they get it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to, like, I do want to get married. I do want to have kids, and so
unfold your arms.
Why are you?
Well, because when I hear some of this, it makes it seem like y'all don't hold the power that y'all hold too in the relationship. So it's like, oh, he could just get up and leave and walk away. It's like, so can you. And so it's it's both an investment of time.
The difference is the woman doesn't want to leave.
Well, also the woman has spent a lot of her baby making years in this relationship.
Fuck niggas. I get that. Trust me. I've seen that part. So I understand it. But again, now it's not necessarily that time to panic either. Like, oh my God, he can't leave me just like this. Should he get me pregnant? Not, oh, I don't want to start over. It's like, should I let this nigga impregnate me? Because this is for life. Like, so I think that end game is like, hey, yes, you want a ring, you want to be married, but no, you want it to be the right motherfucker. And y'all hold on so long to niggas that just ain't gonna do shit.
Any women listening out there, I strongly suggest you invest in a roster. Get you 3 to 4 niggas. Rotate through them. That way you ain't never got to feel like that. Yeah. May the best man win.
Yeah, because this is what I be thinking
Dudes
about.
respond to competition, so that's true.
They do. Dudes
respond to competition.
Some of us tap out.
That's okay. That's a response too.
That's fine.
Not. Well, because at the end of the day, why do I? It's the same thing as far as the equivalent. If I look at myself with the same regard, then why I got to be number 3 when I know I'm number 1?
Well, that's how you're not doing number 1 duties, nigga. Then you.
What you mean? That you ain't never said it. I'm already starting number 3 because there's 2 other niggas. That's why you said you got to start
number 3. First of all, if I'm comfortable enough to bring you in, number 1 and 2 ain't doing.
We're not talking about us because I felt like it got personal. The eye contact
felt
like it was like this. Hey, you can be number 1. I was like,
where's your competitive spirit?
Why should I have a competitive spirit?
Where's your competitive spirit? Because that's what life is about.
I want what's mine. I don't want what's everybody's.
It can't be yours unless you take claim.
Listen,
this is at the point where y'all rip each other's clothes off.
Justin, we should step out.
I'm watching. Fuck all that.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, fuck all. I ain't stepping out. Fuck all that. I'm watching, and I got a lot of cameras recording. Start my OnlyFans today. Goddamn it.
Hello.
I mean, it is true. I mean, I remember when I was in my early 20s, I was talking to 2 guys at the same time. They had made it through the rounds. And
which rounds? What do you rounds?
Well, it was like 3 rounds. Like I met, like I didn't sleep with all these guys, but it's like I met like 5 guys on what was that? Plenty of Fish, and then a combination of Plenty of Fish and then Out of Bars. So then after a couple months, I got it down to these top 2, and then I started seeing them.
You did an NBA Finals on
I did,
That's how men do. They just
we had a draft, right?
March Madness in this one.
Okay, cool.
That was the first phase. So then I'm talking to these 2 dudes, and I hung out with one of them. I remember, like, we were in my bed and we were talking. And he said, "Hey, Chelsea, I hope you don't take this the wrong way. Please don't overreact. But I just want to let you know you're not the only girl I'm talking to. And I said, oh, that's okay. You're not the only guy I'm talking to either. When I tell you his face cracked, like
That was what I was about to say.
His face cracked.
We can't hear that.
And when I tell you, he was like, well, who you talking to? I said, well, don't worry about it. I mean, you're not gonna tell me the name of the girls you talking to. Within a week, he told me, he was like, listen, I just want us to be official. I said, oh, I thought you weren't looking for a relationship. I thought you, he said, no. Like, I was tripping and I cut all the other girls off. He showed me his phone, how he deleted the numbers in front of me. He's like, no, but you got to cut off that other dude. And I was like, okay, I liked him a little bit more than the other guy. So I went with it.
Men can be very territorial at times.
Oh, no, trust me. Not too long ago, a chick went on a date. We and her were talking. She was like, oh, yeah, well, before I met you, I had a date schedule and I didn't want to keep counseling on the nigga, so I'm going to go on a date, but I'm going to come see you afterwards. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
But were you looking at her as like girlfriend material?
To be honest, I think I respected the honesty, right? Which most of us aren't. We are not confronted with that kind of honesty. Like, hey, you nigga number 2.
Right.
Like, you're not. But that's why I said that I had to understand that because one of my aunts kind of broke it down. She was like, yeah, nah, y'all emotional about the shit. As soon as y'all hear that there's another dude in play, then y'all don't know how to act. She said, because that's why I would go to dude's house, because I don't want you to stay tonight. I don't want to have to kick you out. You know what I can do? Get the fuck up and leave.
Right.
And if you don't answer, then there's another dude that I'm going to call after you because you're unavailable. And I don't expect that level of exclusivity. And I'm sitting next to my uncle like, nigga, step in. Like, say something. I think these are some confessions. And he looking at me like, yeah. And I'm like this, wait, what the fuck? And again, you're seeing this brilliant, educated, married woman telling you that, like, listen, I hustle just like you do. That's why I have the accomplishments that I do. So at the end of the day, I ain't got time to lay up under you. I ain't got time to play wife. I ain't got time to play house. So this is what it is. And when a nigga hears that, you're like, huh. Because one of the most beautiful women that I think that I was about to fucking take down, literally, when she was like, yeah, so I got a dude, but my side dude, you know what I'm saying? He just X'd out. So like, I'm just looking for somebody else to fill that position. And for me, I'm like, should we let that pussy cool off? Like,
was this a celebrity you talking about?
We not going. It was a situation.
What's the name?
It's a situation.
An entanglement,
right? But
it was
again,
Jada?
at that moment,
Jada?
Oh, hilarious! At that moment, that's when I was confronted with like, nigga. So, where are you willing to sit on this list? Because again, not that I have an ego, but I know what I bring to the table. So, nigga number 3.
Y'all always want to be number 1 and never let somebody else be y'all number 1. Like,
exactly.
And I agree.
Like,
I agree.
Why you think you better than me, nigga?
Because I'm capable of more.
Hey, Chelsé, this is a question I had. I had this question.
At
any point when women say they want to like wait for marriage and stuff like that, right? Very noble of you all. Do you ever feel like you're wasting your vagina?
I thought about that.
Why are you looking like that? You just told her she need to have a roster. How you looking at me crazy?
What are you talking about? Wasting?
Wasting
like, tell me what that means.
But meaning you're not putting it to use.
But the thing
Sexual
is,
Aphrodite is. Huh?
I don't know. This is how I look at it. It's just like when people get married, like you ever hear those couples that like some couples get married and they feel like, oh, we got married and all of a sudden the sex like changed right before. Because I feel like some women, like when you're trying to get the ring, you go the extra mile. Like you're doing like leg flips and pretzels and and roly polies. You're doing all this stuff in the bedroom to get the ring. And then I feel like,
what is the pretzel?
Yeah, nigga, what's the roly poly?
Okay, well, if you don't know the pretzel by now, fam,
you talking about that's what you had is it the legs up like
Why
this?
are you so flexible?
It's the act out for me.
What's happening? Nobody.
I'm a first degree black belt.
He's like, I can fight, so
right.
I do what I want.
That's so it's so true.
Like, nigga, I know I can defend myself. So you want me to see me move my leg? And I'm married.
But you know what's so funny on some real shit? Like I'll make like certain jokes on stage and comics that kind of feel a certain type of way. Like if I'm like doing like let's say like a gay joke or something like, man, why you talking about gay stuff? Like I can feel like they feel some type of way, like whatever.
Because you're black.
Because I'm black.
That's what it really comes down to.
But when you're so confident in your skin of who you are, it's like I don't give a shit. Like I know me, so it's like who gives a shit?
Because you're black.
But that's why I also don't feel like I'm wasting my pussy miles. Because either way, like I'm gonna get what I need, and like if I want a nigga to lay up with me, I'm gonna lay up with a nigga. If I feel like I want to be fucking a nigga, I got head niggas. I'm not gonna say that.
No, I found out they exist. I was like, this nigga just come over and eat your pussy.
Well, hey Lee could chime in on this. Lee,
Yes.
Eat pussy and go home.
One young lady. See, let me tell you. Some dudes eat pussy just to get the pussy. I eat pussy genuinely because I enjoy getting pleasure. That's number one. Number two,
God bless
I had a
you,
young
man.
lady. She told me, she showed me a text. She was like, "Oh yeah, I call you my head doctor." I was like, "Hey, it is what it is.
You're a blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
I wish you peace, blessings, and prosperity.
Absolutely.
They trying to protect you right now. They about to bubble wrap you. Like, bitch, we found one. He on the internet. Just sliding his DMs. He gonna come over and eat that pussy and go home.
What's the light skinned dude that did that speech at the BET Awards? He was on
Williams.
Jesse Williams, that's his name. Y'all treat him like he just remember when Jesse they was like protect him at all costs.
And then he showed his dick on stage. They was like, bitch, protect him. We said that. Like, I was like this. God damn.
He showed his dick?
Man, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the play he's in New York right now. He's bare and it's
artistic.
And it wasn't Nelly-ish, I heard.
Ooh.
It ain't shit artistic. I think Nelly's dick was average, bruh. I felt like people just expected because he's so buff for it to be
I didn't
big.
see,
only one
I didn't
who
see
missed
nothing.
out on
Yeah, I didn't see
seeing
none
it.
of this shit. So I mean, I ain't out there, but
Y'all know y'all could look this up, right?
Yeah.
Lee, pull up the snap.
Oh,
That too.
Right.
you know what you said though, and I have a question to piggyback, especially with you women here. Like, what is it when a woman's like, hey, I want to wait till marriage, but you know the bodies that she's had, where it's just like, hey, now you're choosing and you want me to choose this.
Y'all
with
got
you.
the
The
audacity.
whole
It's-
phase is
it's
done.
fun.
The whole phase is ended.
Men
We're-
are born with nothing but audacity.
Nah,
Girl.
it ain't that. How do you present that though?
Th-
How do you
here's the-
present that? Like, hey, I fuck these other dudes, but I'm not gonna fuck you
Here-
until we get married. It's like, so they get to know what it's like, and I get to marry you and then not know what it's like on the other side.
Why would you not know? Of course you're gonna know it's like you get married. Duh, that's the whole point.
But he said, why do I have to wait till
Here's
marriage?
the thing.
And all
Here's
these
the thing.
other dudes did not have to wait till
when
marriage.
when a woman, this is the thing, guys, I feel like a lot of guys take a woman being abstinent personally. You know, it
Yes.
has nothing to do with. Here's the thing: if you meet me and I say I'm choosing, I'm at a point in my life I'm choosing to be abstinent till marriage, then you don't have to be abstinent. You can continue to go do. You won't be with me, but you know,
Oh,
but
see, that's
you
the
know,
bullshit.
but you won't be with me. But listen, you can go do what you got to do because that's the point of my life.
Right, but
That
I'm not
at.
saying about being abstinent. I've been abstinent, right?
Really?
Yeah.
When?
I've been abstinent a few times because soon as I started doing comedy, I was like, hey, you got to stop smoking, you got to stop drinking, you got to stop fucking for a little bit because these are the demons that can really derail everything that you're trying to do. So if you don't get control over it, then you gonna lose control very quickly
You better
because
preach.
what you've been doing ain't gonna be conducive for this next level.
So what you just said is exactly how women feel
Right.
about going
But
into
see, but the thing,
marriage.
right? But sometimes what is blamed on, or what I've seen, right? Because I can speak on my experiences, but things that I've heard as well is now it's like, well, you know, I found God, so this is what I'm trying to do. It's like, listen, if God ain't reflected in all of your life, then don't present it like that because that is an excuse. If you just don't want to have sex,
But
because
maybe-
you want
hold
to
on.
get on the other side of marriage.
Okay, my bad. Listen, this is what I'm saying. Hold on, I got to interject. God may be reflected in all of their life now, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not saying
You
I'm
might
not
be
saying
think-
I'm not saying that
Mhm.
that God's not reflecting in your life. But don't let this be the only place that God is reflecting in your life.
Oh, okay.
That's
You're
what I'm
so-
saying. Because now you're saying no. I just want control, right? Which is a form of manipulation. It's not.
But
No,
maybe
you're-
she's working on it. Maybe because some people have to let go of their vices in phases. Maybe the first thing she's letting go of is sex, and then the next thing she's gonna let go of is alcohol. And the next thing's gonna be weed.
So
you
why
know?
is marriage on the end? Then it should be like, hey,
Here's-
I'm going to be abstinent until I feel comfortable in this space. But saying that, hey, until I get a ring, until I get commitment for forever, because I think that we play with marriage the same kind of loose terms.
It's not about playing with marriage. Here's what it is. What it is think about it. Marriage, so many people play with marriage. They get into these relationships, they get into these marriages, and they think, oh, I can get divorced, whatever. My thing is look, I prayerfully will only be married one time, you know. But at the same time, it's like I want a man who I know loves me for me, you know. And that's the thing. Like some people get married to somebody just because the sex is good and you know she's okay or he's okay.
That's
but it's
true.
like, and also too, I think when you're dating while abstinent, I think the dating goes faster. See, you could be dating someone and sleeping with them for 2 years, but you knew after 2 months it wasn't going nowhere. On the flip side, if y'all aren't having sex, then what are you doing? You're talking, you're conversating, you're really getting to know that person. So you could know quickly after 2-3 months, oh, you know what? This ain't working. So and you just saved yourself 18 months.
Right, but that's the difference. I think that sometimes when you put marriage and abstinence in the same place, I don't have to be abstinent because I'm waiting to be married. I think that they get grouped together. They're not mutually exclusive. So when somebody's saying that, and then I say that because what are the two things that break up marriages? 60% is American divorce. So what are the things that break up marriage? Romance or finance? It's either too much sex or not enough money, or too much money because that means you're not at home and you're not working. I mean that you're working or you're not working. So those are the things. So to say that these things don't matter or to present it as, hey, I'm only going to do this once we're here. Then now what are you, if you think about it, what are you asking somebody to sign up for forever when these two are the biggest things?
I think that when you look at a situation like that, because like for me, I didn't grow up in church, and then when I got older and I got like my life together, and I started to feel a certain way about my relationship with God, I think that like I definitely was in a space where I felt like, oh, I don't want to have sex until I get married. But I think that also can fluctuate. So I think a woman having a standard and saying like, this is how I feel right now, shouldn't automatically disqualify her. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
I agree. I don't think that it should automatically disqualify.
But I think that it also it's taken so personally. But we guard ourselves, and we have separate goals for like what we're gonna do in marriage. But you just don't know yet. You don't know that like a woman might feel like, okay, well, I don't ever want to buy property with you until we're married. And I've seen women do that. I don't want to invest with you until we're married. So all of those things are okay for me to say like, oh, I don't want to do any of those things till I get married. But sex is
so it's almost like if we date, not suck your dick. If we married, I eat your ass.
I think that you took that very ungodly route. I was like, damn, we took a little bit.
That was a no left turn that you took.
I found parking.
But I found parking.
So that's what I'm saying. That I don't think that the two are always paired, but they always end up being that way, because it's like, hey, yes, I found Christ now, and that's how I'm living now. But I think that you end up putting it in this nice little cocoon, because that's the one thing that everything else is still this way, still mainstream.
It's
still
hard to die to the flesh. It's insane.
Listen, and I get it. So now both of us are paying for each other's consequences, right? Because now if I come to you, I can be abstinent too. Say, hey, I want to wait till marriage.
She's trusting that you don't have lame dick. That's a big thing. You're really
and I'm trusting that I don't have a pillow princess. Like these things exist. Everybody ain't got good pussy. That don't exist.
That's a fact.
Everybody don't suck good dick. That don't exist.
So
stop thinking that everybody got this wop and everybody got this. Because it still goes down to what Chelsé said too. So if you ain't stimulating me, or if I don't feel connected and safe, then you really not getting the best product.
A lot of women got DOP. Dry ass pussy.
Listen,
Make it DOP. Got that dry ass pussy. A lot of women got that DOP.
I think that every vagina has the potential to be WAP.
That's true.
Because I think it's a trusting. Because look, some women. Oh, somebody getting up.
God damn it!
Is that the Lord calling? He's like, y'all need to.
It's my manager. Sorry, guys.
No, we're getting called a new topic.
I'm trying to figure out
that's money calling.
Yeah, but you need to take that. We can pause this.
No, we don't need that. Shout out to Mike. That's my.
Yeah.
You know, I really love being around my friends that are like married or like super single, and like we have like a super platonic relationship, because like I just look at their phone and it just be such like a normal reaction for me, and then they don't care, and I'd be like, this is so nice. It's the little thing.
It's the little thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, because like my wife be looking at my phone. She don't look through my phone, but like I'm sure she know my passcode. Like,
yeah,
she done seen me fucking type it in to open the phone.
Well, yeah, you married, so now it's like, who's calling us? You know, it's like,
nah, it ain't that. Nah, goddamn. You know what I wanted to ask y'all, man? So, okay, so what's the show you was on BET? Bigger. That's right. Bigger. Will Packer produced that. He put me in my first two movies. We from the same city, St. Petersburg, Florida. This is what I wanted to ask you, because I was on CBS for 6 years, and I feel like he left the voicemail. Shout out to that professionalism. I go to these comedy clubs, and I'm like, how many of y'all watch MacGyver? Let's say it's 200 people in the crowd. 2 people clap. I'm talking about every club that I go to. 1% of the crowd has seen MacGyver, because it's with the internet and all the different streaming services and everything like that. Like MacGyver, I'm sure the original MacGyver probably did 20 million an episode just because it was 3 networks, right? But now the new one was doing 6 million, you know, which is still cool. We was number 1 in our time period, but everyone ain't seen it like that, right? So when you did a show on BET Plus, did you feel like, this is what I be thinking, like, do you feel like I'm just happy that I'm working? Do you feel like you got what you wanted out of it? Do you feel like I wasted my time? Was it days when you was like, ain't nobody really seeing this?
So the misconception is because it was on BET Plus that it's not BET.
Right.
What BET Plus was doing was they were launching a network, right? So a streaming service where it's less filtered, right? So if BET Uncut could have its own streaming service, that's what they gave us, right? With Will Packer being a part of it, there's no shortchanging that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's still a TV show. So that's why we shot for both. We shot for online and we shot for linear. So it went on both.
Gotcha.
So it was on BET Plus, the uncut version, where you can be as raunchy as you want. You can show titties, you can show whatever, because they did. And then on
I
BET,
saw that one time. I was like, "Oh, they getting in on this."
Yeah, and then on BET you have a cleaner version. So what it did was it challenged you on both, right? So it challenged you because as soon as you hear BET Plus, which you've never heard of, that your show is starting it, you challenge of like, well, am I a starter? Is like nobody, so nobody's watching this. Well, yeah, it doesn't really exist yet, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Because y'all was on BET Plus from the beginning.
Yeah,
like
we were the first.
BET.
We were the first one of the first two shows. It was First Wives Club and us.
Wow.
And then 20s and all that, and then Martin and all that other stuff, and then that's where Tyler Perry stuff live and all this.
Oh boy, let me tell you something, man. Speaking of Gerard Carmichael, because I was talking shit earlier, but man, he said something so profound. He was on a podcast. It was called The Armchair Expert. Dak Shepard has a podcast. He did Punk, right? Dak Shepard. Yep.
Married to Kristen.
Yeah. So he was saying how Martin, I think he said either Martin or Martin people. I want to say he said Martin met with him trying to reboot Martin. He said, well, Martin's on TV right now. Like, we could still see it. So it was almost like, why would we reboot it when we could go on anywhere to see it?
They did.
What, reboot it?
On BET Plus.
No. Now you're talking about reunion. They rebooted Martin?
They gave you all the Martin in one place.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do y'all know what I mean by reboot?
No, we do. We're saying I think we're agreeing with you, but
It's
in
coming.
like a
No, you're saying they're making a new Martin. That's what you're
and you're saying Proud Family, how they rebooted that, right?
Right.
So they brought it back.
Right, they brought it back.
Right.
That's what I mean by reboot. Like they rebooted MacGyver. They had an old MacGyver, now they got a new MacGyver. So and this would be like a continuation Martin. So but I mean it's like him and the cast are gonna shoot new episodes of Martin. You're saying that's happening?
From what I just seen online yesterday, I'm pretty sure that's
a
happened.
reunion special that they're
Is
doing.
it?
Yeah,
That's a reunion special they're doing on.
But I say it in the sense of now that you put it in one place, right? So seeing what they did with A Different World, right? We have an audience that we've already seen it because we grew up on it, right? But we're assuming that everybody did. Everybody watched Fox. Everybody could stay up late. Everybody could just watch this show when it was on the first time. So when I'm thinking about a reboot, the way that they watch Martin now is the way that we watched Martin before, but it's just new people watching it. So somewhat they got a reboot, but I understand what you're saying. No, they didn't get a reboot. They got a reunion episode.
Right.
It was like if Friends did a fucking
So
reunion.
what I'm saying is what Gerard was saying basically was like, I don't know how the reason, I guess, to reboot it, to bring it back and shoot new episodes of Martin and Gina and Pam, if we could just go on BET Plus or anything, anywhere, HBO Max, and see the old episodes like right now.
I still think that you will watch it.
Oh, of course, I watch it.
That's what I'm saying. So
but will it live up is a different question. But of course, I'll watch it.
I think that none of the sequels really live up unless it is a new movie.
Right.
I'm a fan of new content.
So now if you're giving us something new, then yeah, we're gonna watch it. But don't try to do the old Martin. You got to give us what Martin looks like at this age.
Yeah, and I mean, they have to acknowledge, obviously, the actor who played Tommy, he passed away. So I mean, it's just like, it can't be the same show. It would just have to be like, where are they now?
But I do think I disagree that it can't have another life. Right. I think that Martin, out of all shows,
I didn't say it can't.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying I think that Martin, out of all shows, could live.
See, Fresh Prince did it away for the new generation with the Bel Air. Completely different though. They went the dramatic route.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shot darker, everything. So
you're talking about Carlton. You are fucking canceled, buddy. You said shot darker. You are fucking canceled. No, you're done. You're fucking over, buddy. Yeah, you're fucking over. He's a really great actor.
No, he really is.
Because you really don't like him, but it's because of his acting though. The good writing, and he was like, "Did y'all see it? Did y'all see the Bel Air?"
Oh yeah,
I haven't watched it.
It's quality.
You can look how you want to look. I have a soft spot for things that were in my childhood, and I just feel like there's some things that like I just don't want redone. I mean, I'll watch it, but I need to get to a place where like it's gonna be detached. You know what I mean? There's so much hype about it right now. Like I feel like when I sit down and I watch it, I'm just gonna be watching it just genuinely as a whole new show.
See, but the thing that I also think though, because again, MacGyver reboot, right? So if they brought back Knight Rider and all that, they try to bring back so many shows. I think some of them have a second run, and then some of them don't. I think we see less of our shows redone
because they're so good the first time.
And because we're black, they don't see the value in bringing back our stuff because they don't understand the cultural
importance.
Or
I mean,
connection.
Right.
our shows can be brought. I mean, living single. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, we saying they could be brought back.
It
They're
could,
not being
but
brought back.
There's just such a big difference from how we were able to say whatever we wanted, and things weren't so sensitive. And Black people are so insensitive to certain shit, like, and we write in a style that is like, no, we make fun of everybody, and that we can't really do now. So we have to like take into consideration, like, redoing a lot of our stuff is kind of like, it's not gonna work. Like, what made it so funny was it was authentic to that time. Like, you can go back and watch it, like, woo, that shit get canceled now, but like, you can't do it now. Like,
Yeah, I do it on social media sometimes. I call it retroactive canceled. And so I'll show a clip from some shit back in the day, like Fresh Prince clip or anything, you know, Eddie Murphy, anything, you know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, canceled, you know, because they say reckless stuff.
In Living Color.
Yeah. Oh,
Half of the shit.
yeah, and it was such a great show.
But it was like that show was
Such a great
iconic.
Yeah, but
Right.
Handyman, you can't do Handyman right now.
Hated it.
Right, you can't do Hated It right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Wanda, probably you
Wanda.
can't do either.
Transgender community be pissed off.
That's what I'm saying. So
Or they be proud, you know. They might feel represented.
Well, that's what we lack just in general. We lack representation. So when we look at a lot of our shows, we don't get represented unless it's power. So now we're all this, and it's like, damn, like, can we get more shows that really, really show us functioning, regular jobs, regular shit going on?
Right.
I watch a lot of like emergency response shows, and they all I do. I
like
love
you
it.
turned into like a 3-year-old just now. You said, like, what show?
I watch like 911, like Chicago, like like the whole Chicago series. They've got like Fire and like I love the shows, like
Dick
they're
Wolf.
fire. But all of the shows feature like strong Black leads. And I feel like, you know, we say that we want to see Black people doing regular jobs, and they are, and they're doing it well. Angela Bassett is getting all of her kudos on 911.
St. Petersburg, Florida. Also, I'm the 5th famous person from St. Peters. Angela Bassett, then it's Will Packer, then it's Rod Wave, then it's I want to say Winky Wright. Y'all know who Winky Wright is, the boxer. Then Justin Hires.
Wow. So it's Angela
I'm
for
from Atlanta,
Dennis's.
so.
Angela for Dennis's.
And then you, okay.
But we're being represented.
That's dope.
We just we're not, like, all Black shows are not highlighted. You know what I mean? Our all Black cast shows are not really getting the love.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
we
well-
don't get the Emmy nod.
Well, but that,
Well,
but that's
oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
No. I was just saying, like, I mean, Insecure is like, you know, that's its own like entity. You know what I'm saying? But I think that what it was, the reason that show was so successful is, yes, she featured Black artists and she featured like Black actors. I mean, even if you watch the documentary on that show, like she had like Black staff, Black parking drivers, Black caterers. Like she really went for it. Issa did. And but I also think that there's so much relatable content, and that's the thing. I think that some people view I'm talking about non-Black people, they'll view us in such a specific light. So I think that when a fresh show comes and it's like, no, I have insecurities too. I can be awkward. I can be strange. Like Black people, we are on the same spectrum as any other group of people. And I think that those shows, when you really highlight those commonalities, that those are the shows that can have all Black casts and be successful, in my opinion.
And the reason why I say it the way that I say it as far as representation, because it will be more of what you were saying, where it's like, oh, we got a strong Black lead. But I've done commercials and the director had to come over and was like, hey, I had to argue with them about 2 Black guys being friends in this because for some reason they don't think that 2 Black guys are going on a road trip. And this is the director that is telling me, like, damn, you had to argue for 2 Black people to be in a car together. And for when you start thinking about that psychology of what you said, like, y'all are wired this way to think that we don't hang out together, and the only reason why we're successful is because we have all these white counterparts around us. And I think that that's a false narrative. And again, we're all comics too, so
shout out to my white manager that called me.
Listen, I'm not saying that there's not people out here who see the world for how they see the world, but when they write for us, and it goes back to what Lena was saying, because we don't have distribution, so we don't control.
But that's a strong statement right there. Like when they write for us, that's a very strong statement to make. There's not enough Black people in these rooms. That, like, our writers are like stifled. We're stuck to being on shows that are all Black. We're not able to put input in to where we say, oh no, it makes sense for this character to be Black, and she would have a Black family, and she would, and being able to expand upon like just what it means to be a Black person. Because us in our all Black world, we don't only have an all Black world. I have plenty of friends outside of being Black.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Name them.
You know, I went to school in Corona.
I
I got a lot of
in Corona.
Yeah, well, I grew up in a really nice part of Corona.
Okay.
South Central,
Corona
but, you know,
extra.
Corona, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
Yeah.
again, I agree with you. In some of the workplaces that I've had, especially before entertainment, that's what you're surrounded by. But how do you also paint this picture of me? Even if you're gonna represent me, then am I writing for myself? Are you writing me from your perspective? Because that could be a totally different narrative or like just outlook on what you think that I do when I get here.
Well, you know, Toni Morrison, I love like watching interviews of her and stuff like that. You know, iconic author, obviously. But one of the things that Toni Morrison said in an interview is there was a white person interviewing her, and they asked her, they were like, why do you only write about Black people or from Black perspectives? And she said, you don't understand how powerfully racist that question is. You know, she was like, I believe that Black people, our stories deserve to be told through our eyes, not white eyes. She said and really up until Toni Morrison, you know, her books became popular, a lot of stories about Black people were shown through the white gaze. And so she was one of the first people to like really write stuff from our perspective. So I do think, and the good thing is with internet and social media, yeah, you know, look, Issa Rae, Insecure would not have happened if she had not produced it on her own and put Awkward Black Girl online. So I do think Black people, we do have that leverage in a way of like we can put our content out there and write our own content, but that's the key. It's like a lot of times we're going to take the initiative. I think it's not going to happen where someone's just going to hand you like, hey, here you go, like sure, just take off and write a pilot. Like you're going to have to put something out there first and show some traction. But
that's very discouraging.
But yeah,
you know?
and that's what I was about to say too, because it's almost like I've seen lines at Gucci, but not Black owned businesses, and it's that same energy that goes into, and that's what you were saying, like. Is anybody even watching the shows that Black people are on or that are all Black cast, or are you waiting for somebody else to validate it, or are you waiting for that same narrative that's been projected and that's what you're a fan of? So like you said, we're accountable in the same sense as far as like you got to do it.
Right. What part did you think is discouraging?
That it takes so much more from us.
We Black
to just be on like not even close to the same playing
field. We Black.
But like no, it's really like
the facts
to think that like man, like I love to write and I might put something that I feel like it's too great to just be like a web series, but like this is the platform I have. You know what I mean?
I was actually gonna ask that about you because you put out a lot of content, a lot of sketches, which is dope. Are you putting that out with the hopes of like almost like to build a fan base, so then you could go like the Issa Rae route, or are you doing that to like build a fan base so you could go on tour and headline and you're not concerned about network stuff?
I absolutely am taking all the money.
Amen.
Like I don't believe in closing yourself off to opportunities because I'm talented enough to do all of it. You know what I mean? But when I'm writing, I'm definitely writing in the hopes that somebody would appreciate not only like my comedy, but also that like I can formulate a full storyline and I can like build characters that have like girth to them. Like I want somebody to come in and be like, okay, yeah, like she's dope, but we can see more of that. I've got web series, I've got movies, I got full features that like I want to do, but I'm also like, man, like I want such a bigger place to put these at than just being able to be like on the internet. But like 2 years ago we shot a movie. We shot a short film, and we super independent, $500 budget, but like was shot incredible, and we're able to like put it in the short film circuit and won like a bunch of awards. And that it made me realize like what I feel defeated by sometimes is like also inspiration to go and do it my own way. Go do it independent where people can't tell you what kind of limits you got to put on it. Right. And then maybe the reward from that will be bigger than me trying to go the traditional route.
Well, it's gonna heighten your skill set also, because see, I had to do the same thing when I first moved out. I was big on, you don't know this about me probably, but I was like popping on YouTube like early, right? But what I learned from that, I learned how to write, direct, produce. You know, I learned how to do all that, how to be a better actor. You know, I learned all of those things from self-producing. So yeah, I feel like all the stuff that you're going through ain't gonna do nothing but make you stronger. So when those opportunities do come, you gonna be beasting out of control on them.
I agree. I agree 100%. And, you know, and I was gonna say, like, you know, sometimes I feel like God has us all on our own paths in certain ways. Like I look at Jay-Z as a great example. You know, like you guys talk about like self-producing content. I mean, Jay-Z, before he started Rockefeller, he literally submitted his stuff to every major record label, and all of them just said no. And he could have like let that defeat him. But it's like, what if God was like, no, like, Sean, I want you to like create your own thing? Because he had Rockefeller Records, when he did start blowing up, it got to a certain point where he was sitting in the same rooms with the record label owners. He wouldn't have been in those rooms and been able to have those conversations and make those deals if he was just an artist on another person's label. So you know, we never know. Like sometimes I always believe that God has bigger plans for us than we have for ourselves. And so sometimes I feel like maybe God is just setting you up for something big, or maybe you're getting all these no's because God's like, no, I want you to give yourself the yes so that you'll be in those positions that I need you to be in the future.
Well, and I think to piggyback that, I think you keep more creative control, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
because now you have muscle memory and you got logged hours in this. So when you say like, oh, okay, cool, I want to produce, I want to do all this on something that I created, there's trust. Because now I got evidence. I got a whole timeline that shows
Come
like,
on,
hey,
receipts.
this is that's what I'm saying. So this is what I've been doing. This is how the quality is. So with your money, this is how much better it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Because I also shot a proof of concept because I was getting paid for this. So I don't need your money. So how I talk is gonna be totally different in this meeting. Because I'm asking you to match me. I'm not asking you to buy it. I'm not asking you to do any of that.
Yep.
So either you come in or I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'll be your competition then. And I'll be a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Because that's I think because I had a accounting career before jumping into entertainment and getting in front of the camera, I got to see because I'm touching the money. So now how y'all talk to me is totally different how y'all talk to everybody else in here. And because I got access to the money, you talk to me different, right? And it wasn't until they said, "Oh, the hip hop accountant."
Oh, that's what they called you.
So now, right now, you minimize my output,
Right?
Because I'm good enough for you to have me here, right? Which means I know everything that now I've had to get creative with accounting. That was convenient for you, but you still want to put me in my place. So it's like, oh, okay, cool. So now I see what y'all did. What y'all did was y'all got this money, y'all bought this equipment, y'all shot quality stuff. So now these people rent this equipment. Now they helping you pay this equipment off and you able to shoot quality stuff. So now when people come to you, you can do your own shit and you making money. So now when you want to go do your own shit, you can do it. So when it comes to us being able to do comedy specials and all that shit, we gonna keep more creative control if we using our money. But how are you using your money? Are you monetizing shit on YouTube? Are you hustling over here? Are you doing this? Did you sell this project? Because sometimes even what you were saying, it's like, all right, cool. If I know I got to do this work, then let me take these steps. And like you were saying, when it comes to projects, like, cool. So I got these projects for this. I got these projects for this. Because this shit got to keep growing. This shit got to keep moving. So it was $500 to shoot my next project. Even if I shoot a next one for $1,000, then I'm gonna keep moving up. The quality, my experience, all those things. Yeah. And I think that sometimes we don't take heed to that Issa Rae route. People got to want to do it. Some people just want to act. Some people just want to do comedy. They can do comedy and not want to act. They can not want to write. They can not want to do all this. We happen to be sitting in here.
They can also like to be unemployed because if your ass,
I was literally
just do one thing nowadays.
Yeah.
But I think that still works because if you still think about it, like you're not gonna have creative control, but maybe you didn't want creative control,
Right?
Because again, it's
harder though out here.
When we come in with different toolage, so that mindset, bro, is destructive in certain places, and we've been wondering why certain people haven't made certain jumps. It's like because they just want to do that.
I when I came into this game, I definitely just wanted to act. And I didn't see like the potential in like being a creative, but like learning that like, oh, I can make my own opportunities. I've been able to do like TV and been able to be in movies now because like people have seen that like, oh, I can act, but they wouldn't have been able to see it before that. Like they only see me because I had to like put it in their face. You know what I mean? And it's like now, like I'm like, okay, I had to do all the hard work, but I appreciate it. And it gave me, I used to be like, no, I don't want to learn how to hold a camera. I don't want to know none of these goddamn buttons because I just want to be here to act. And like being able to like tap into the deeper things. Like now it's like the scenes are better because I understand like, what is this lighting doing for the scene? Like what is this perspective trying to emote in the scene? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's opening my mind up to so many more things. And I'm so excited that like, it makes me want to build an empire instead of being like the talent.
Yeah, because I had a similar experience because like I majored in broadcast journalism, so I went to college for that. So I had to learn everything. Like I had to learn how to like work a microphone, how to camera, edit, all like I was editing on Adobe Premiere when we had to use tapes. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn all that, and over the years I've had to evolve and then I've, so it's funny because I grew up thinking that I was going to be a reporter, right? And then I, God pushed me into comedy. And then now I realize like, oh, all those skills that I learned in school and that I've evolved, I'm like, it's because like God wants me to know how to do all these things so that I can create my own content and put that out there. So it really, and you're right too, Chase. Some people just want to do one thing or just want to do another thing. But yeah, I mean, it's really, you are just going to have more control over what you put out and what you say and your voice. You have more control over your voice,
Well, and I think that the financial parts, right? That I think the accountant in me sees it as the business that it is, right? Because I get to see, I process it in numbers. But I think that's also what made me say like, oh, okay, cool. So how are you gonna move with all this? So when niggas was like, oh, meet me at the bar, I'm in my house printing shirts in my studio because it's like, oh, okay, cool, bro. You're gonna be a comic for the rest of your life, and you're gonna need merch for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And the people around you are gonna need merch for the rest of their life. So at the end of the day, where do you tap in at? Is this a skill that you're willing to learn? Is this some time that you can even sacrifice? Because now you're not getting sleep. You coming from a comedy club. You going to work. You're doing class. You're going to a comedy club. And then now you're up printing shirts.
Right.
Now you grow. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Now you got a printing company. Now you have a consultant company for printing. Now you own 4 clothing lines. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, my push is something totally different. But for me, because, again, I've had actors, so I've been able to fund certain parts of it. But it's like, are you willing to pour that back into yourself? Or are you trying to get a Ferrari? Are you trying to go on this trip? Right. For me, I'm like, I'd rather reinvest it in myself and my end game. How am I going to fund all my comedy specials? Do I want to own them?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long you been doing stand-up?
It's an interesting question for me because I was doing it for a year up to the pandemic, and then I didn't do anything during the pandemic, and then I just got back started. So
gotcha.
It's hard. Some people count the time, some people don't.
Yeah, because I guess I know I should take that fucking time away. I definitely
you was doing
just because you're not acting don't make you less of an actor. And I think that sometimes we got to see ourselves on the screen and doing this to feel like we really making forward movement. Just because you're not acting right now, you're still an actor. You get calls as actor.
He's talking about stand up. We talking about hitting mics.
I feel like that's a little bit different.
That's what we talking about.
That's a little different.
Right. That's what I was saying. Take back.
But I mean,
I don't know.
But I feel you. I mean, you're still being funny. I guess
you're still writing. You're still doing all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I did less comedy during the pandemic, but I still was getting up like as much as I could. And I count those Zoom shows. I got paid for those.
I didn't do none of it.
I didn't do no Zoom shows.
I did. Cause I mean,
that's what I heard.
People say that, but people was cha-chinging on the Cash App.
Oh,
with
yeah,
her.
the money.
And I was
but
like,
your self-esteem when you at your house and you just got to sit there after you just
okay,
log out that Zoom, you like
the first like 6 months after the pandemic when things were thick and we really was in the house. I mean, like, yeah. And I did some underground shows, like on the low and stuff. Yeah, I still got on stage, but it just obviously it wasn't the frequency that it was at. But I still count that time because I mean, I exercised a different muscle. You know what I'm saying?
I was just so new that I was afraid to change.
I can understand that.
I get that part.
I think
we were all already years in. Then the pandemic happened, and I don't think that we stopped being comics. I think we're still writing jokes. We're still capturing information. We're still going through that. But I can see how. Especially even how we look at comedy, and it is an hours thing. But until you got to that 10,000, it's like, nigga, you taking a break?
Yeah. How long you been posting content?
I've been doing it for probably like 5 years.
Oh, okay, dope. Yeah, I mean, shit, getting up there. I'm losing followers every day.
That's really good though. I don't think people really look at how positive that is for you. When you're losing followers, you're losing people who were never part of your market.
That's
they were
a
never
fact.
Amen.
I see it that way actually. Also because I had for a long time I felt like I just had people that only follow me for MacGyver, and now they're getting to see the real Justin. And so any of the people that don't really fuck with me falling off, that's good. I don't give a fuck if I go down to 40,000. If that's a solid 40,000 that fuck with everything I'm posting, I'll take that and grow from there.
And those are the quality people that are going to invite people to your shows. These are the people who are buying your merch. These are the people who are really
gonna share.
That's share, yeah.
Commercial break. Hey everybody, welcome to Fuck Your Feelings. Welcome back, man. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribe, and share.
Share is so powerful. People don't I always tell people stop being selfish. Don't sit here and enjoy my content and feel like it made you happy and not share with your neighbor. Everybody need to laugh. Share the joy.
And sharing gets me in trouble, guys. I just want to throw that out there because I like and support everything and everybody black, because at the end of the day you are doing it and everybody will see that you just liking everybody's stuff. Yes, I know she don't have on clothes, but I appreciate her taking this picture.
See, that's funny. I don't really like any women with clothes off and stuff like that. I don't like any of that. Yeah, I just don't.
But you see it.
Wait, you don't mean double tap. You mean enjoy.
No, I enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it's the receipts thing.
You don't
leave
paper
evidence. Trail thing.
You don't leave evidence.
Okay,
cool. And for me, the one thing that I had to get to that
sometimes,
is everybody got their way.
Sometimes I don't like it though. Sometimes I be like, man, go fucking I appreciate it. This is what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to talent. When it comes to social media, I'm attracted to talent. So if a woman is putting out a funny sketch or something like that, or a funny video, or she's saying something thought-provoking or making me think, I'm like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll tell you who I had a crush on back in the day, like Tina Fey. That's on some.
I'm Tracy Ellis Ross, so I don't.
I mean, I fuck with Tracy Ellis. She's
love-
talented
I
as
love-
shit.
I love Tracy.
2 classes under her belt, Tracy Ellis.
I love you.
So,
Tracy.
but this is what I mean. Like, she can write. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's the type of shit that I'm like attracted to, right?
Yeah.
So when I see women just all they do is fucking be half naked or they only just twerking, I'm like, nigga, go. Some would consider twerking a talent, but I'm from Florida. We all twerk. We came up twerking, so that ain't no real
We saw you
talent.
twerk twice today.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense. It's hot down there. You got to twerk to just fan it out.
Yeah, so I don't always enjoy it. Sometimes I like it, so I don't always like it. It depends on who the woman is and what I feel like, what else she's bringing to the what she's posting.
So can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Right? Because I straddle a line when it comes to that, right? Because we are entertainers, and I've taken so many classes and done plays and done all this improv, acting classes, comedy classes, all this shit. So I don't never want to discredit myself or anybody in this room. But the one thing that I do know about magazines that are now online, and that we were just saying as far as your fan base, I can't shrink that idea that you really do have a fan base out here that is okay with this, and putting the pictures, putting the outfits on, all this stuff. Like, as a model, and you shot promo stuff, you shot all that stuff, like that shit ain't easy.
Right.
So,
I'm listening.
Listen, I truly believe that you shouldn't minimize how attractive you are. I feel like if God gave you a little bit of an edge, like it was for you to have, and how dare you slap him in the
set
face?
me free.
How dare you slap him in the face? And I hate when I see, like, especially like my very attractive friends, I'm like, what? Like, I used to have a thing where, like, I would shoot with girls and I would just let them wear whatever they wore when they got there. But, like, I noticed that, like, when niggas call me, they're like, hey, can you bring a titty top? And I'm bringing a titty top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know what I'm here for. Like, I'm here because I'm funny, but I'm also easy on the eyes. And I think that, like, we take so much of that out. And I'm like, nah, bro, like, when you come over here, ma'am, bring your titties too. Like, do the easier route. Why we gotta work so hard to be artists? Like, you're attractive. Somebody thinks that you fine, be fine and talented.
So I think that that's the combination of what Justin is also saying, and I think that we don't experience enough nepotism and those hand-me-downs or those pull-ups because of certain things, like you're saying, buying an attraction. Like, so we got to shit on them because she got some big titties and she likes showing them. Like,
no, but she got big titties, and also she should do something else though.
That's the point I'm getting to. I'm cool with the big titties. I'm like, is that the only thing you have?
But are
to
you saying
offer?
that as an entertainer though, because of the talent that you have behind you? We're not consumers like everybody else is consumer. That's why you were saying like
don't
LA
have talent.
Oh yeah, no, and I definitely agree with that.
But look at this. Even
I like
somebody,
when your voice gets real deep.
you ain't go lick his balls. so even
my sunglasses.
Even with Kim Kardashian, people thought she was just about her body. She's damn near a billionaire, if not a billionaire. There's
Shout out to Ryan Seacrest.
There's a lot of, it's true, but what I'm saying is she was able to take that and do something more. And maybe it takes some of these other women that I be seeing online to give them time to actually see if they could bring something else to the table. But I feel like if that's all you're bringing to the table, I'm not impressed.
There's a lot of women that
just
don't
like
want to have a talent.
Hold on, it's just like when women say, "I don't care how much money you got." It's the same thing. I don't care how much money you got.
You don't care how much titty they got.
That's the point I'm making. I don't.
Okay.
If that's all you're bringing to the table, it's like, that's cool, but what the fuck else do you do?
If I got money,
because there's a million other yous. That shit that Kanye West said is true. There's a million other yous. There's only one of me. Now they could think that shit if they want to, but you could go look at a DaBaby music video. You'll see 20 bitches that look the exact same. What are you doing that's gonna make you stand apart from the rest of these other 20 chicks that all look exactly alike?
And I mean, some of those women that are making, making money or getting followers, maybe some of them do have another talent, but they saw how much traction and how much, how many followers and views they get by doing the twerking. Maybe some of them are afraid to put that other side out there because some dudes are like, oh, you got a brain? Oh no, let me unfollow.
Hey, those dudes ain't like that.
You lying?
You a lie?
You think dudes are like that?
I think that we're not like that, and so the one thing that we've seen as we've gotten older is that niggas do not think like us.
Yeah, but
so when you start thinking about just the consumer, again, what's the name just said? He just go over to. It's all subjective. He can just go over to eat the pussy and go home.
But this is the point I'm making. Okay, let's say we see a chick that's twerking every day online, and you follow her. Like, she got some good twerk videos. 7 days a week, she's posting twerk videos. If she read a book for one of her videos once a week, A nigga is not finna unfollow her.
The women will though.
No,
No, they
The
wouldn't.
men are not gonna unfollow her because it's like, oh, she reads a book this day. Like, hopefully she'll, get down to the crease and I can see some titties.
Right.
If
But
she
like,
reads while twerking, then that's
impressive.
that's
That's Lizzo.
But some women are probably going to learn twerking too.
But so I have OnlyFans, and what like
Your nipple?
no,
Ah. I'm so sick of women with the half-ass OnlyFans page, man.
First of all,
There's some that only show feet. Nigga.
But I also offer FaceTime calls with my fans. And what I think is interesting is the difference in what kind of FaceTime call men want. Like a lot of men just want to talk.
Mhm.
They just want to talk to me.
But if you offer to pull your titty out, they agree to that.
Yeah, they would.
You pitch it, they catch it. That's one thing that I have learned. Because I do see what you're saying. Like, hey, let this not be your only talent.
Right.
But I think that how we quantify talent, right? There's some people that's like, hey, this shouldn't be in the Olympics and the shit's in there.
I'm gonna at least cook. Like do something.
But, and that's
Like,
what
if
some
you- I
chicks
know
do
that
on their
sounds-
OnlyFans.
That sounds like misogynistic, but what I'm saying, like, at least show me you doing something else other than show me. But you don't got to show me shit. I want to be very clear. I'm not following your ass anyway. So fuck me. I'm just saying that's why I don't hit the like button and why I'm not following certain people, because I could give two shits about all
Well,
that.
that's like if I go to Tom Brady and you're not doing Tom Brady shit on your what's the name? It's like I came here to watch you throw a fucking football.
Or at least
Like,
talk football.
Yeah, like and now you over here like this. Well, I want to do physics today. It's like nigga, unfollow Tom Brady,
Right.
the legend. Like you
But
have
that's that consumer mindset. People want what the fuck they want there, and it sucks because like. So for y'all, it's probably not a thing. But for me, like, it's always like okay, well, what's going to hit first? And then, like, I'm hoping that I don't get stuck in a box because I'm a very talented dramatic actress. Yeah. And, like, I feel like, if that gets showcased first, like, I'm happy because it'll also allow me to do stand-up and people will still take me serious. But what I'm afraid of happening is, like, something, like, comedy-wise hitting crazy and then people never being able to take me serious as a dramatic artist.
They will. They will. No, they will. If you are, they will. Any great comedian should be able to do drama.
Yeah,
So
they could.
I was gonna say I completely agree with you on that because I think comedy, the blessing about making it in comedy is I think it is the easiest to cross over because other artists, so many other artists, whether they're musicians or actors that I've talked to, they're just like, man, if you can do stand up, you can do like anything, right? And so I feel like that's the mentality that the industry has because if I like, wow, you're really good at stand up, of course you can do dramatic acting, of course you can do other things. So I mean, Jamie Foxx did that. I mean, Jamie Foxx got his rise in comedy, and then what did he do? He crossed over into music, crossed over into dramatic acting. So
But the place that I agree to disagree is I don't think that we all can act. I don't think that as comedians we possess this. I think that we've been to the darkest places to get some of this material. We've seen the darkest things, so our wear and tear definitely can bring us there. And I think that we are very capable, but I don't think that is as common as we think. I think yes, it is definitely one of the most transitional. Like you can cross over, you can do all that. You possess skills between improv, between how to manage everything, especially if you went from doing comedy and then you did plays. Who you are in front of a regular camera, like you a monster because you know everybody's lines, you know what everybody's doing, so you move a little differently. But I think that we don't necessarily, and to piggyback what you're saying, you very rarely also get that crossover, right? If you think about how many of our Black comedians that we respect as actors, and then did they do comedy after they made it as an actor? Like we don't have that cesspool of comedic and actors. And I think that we're unicorns when you start putting us in these certain rooms and these certain groups, because again, actors cannot do comedy.
Well, some of them can. Some of them,
and you'll say what 90% can't. 90.
Well, yeah, it's harder to be funny than it is to be dramatic. Right. We all get angry and fucking upset, so it's way easier to do drama than it is to do comedy.
But I think that like what both of y'all were saying, if you make it as a comic first, they're gonna see you as a comic first, and that's what I was gonna ask you, right? Because you had success in movies before the comedy came here, I think that it gives you more longevity in comedy. Right.
Well, I think the thing with me is I haven't really popped. I've been working. I haven't had my Tiffany Haddish moment, and so I'm still kind of underground. I'm like a successful underground story. It's like just in words, like everybody in the comedy community know who I am. Some of the entertainment industry know who I am. CBS know who I am, MTV. But it's like I haven't had that moment when everybody's like Justin, which is like a gift. It's a blessing in one way because I'm still able to go do like MacGyver's technically a drama, but I get to be the comedic person. But I had scenes where I'm crying, and I got scenes where I'm cracking jokes. So so that's kind of where I'm at.
But I think that it would have been harder for them to unsee the comic if they saw the comic first.
Yeah, possibly. I kind of feel that way about like Tiffany and like I know Tiffany and Melissa McCarthy did a movie that was a drama, and that's the one movie I haven't seen of Tiffany. Man. I've seen every other movie except that one, and it's probably because I was like, well, I want to see Tiffany make me laugh because I love Tiffany. I know, and I know that's what you were talking about. So when I had said that, I thought about that. I was like, damn, Melissa McCarthy and Tiffany Haddish. I know for a fact those are the two women that I really don't, because I know they could do drama. If you go back and look at Girls Trip, part of what made Tiffany's performance so spectacular was the scene when she was also arguing with all her friends and she fucking tearing up and she crying. And it's like, damn, she went from being destroying everybody in the movie comedically to now fucking destroying everybody dramatically in the movie.
Range, yeah.
So that's so when I know she could do drama, it's like, well, if I'm seeing a starring vehicle, I prefer to see you do comedy because I know if the movie is written correctly, you should have a moment anyways in that movie where you're gonna have to bring it down and get serious for the audience to really care about that character anyways.
Exactly.
I mean, I think it depends on the role too. I mean, like, look, Steve Carell, forgive me, I can't think of the name of the movie, but he did a dramatic role that was based on a true story where like he basically
was it a tennis movie?
Yeah, and like he ended up killing the brother in the driveway. That's the real story, but he played the man that killed the brother in the driveway and stuff like that. And you see him, like, he has some awkward comedic moments in it, but he really taps into that dark side. So I mean, obviously there's like Jamie Foxx and Ray, that was a dramatic film. And so I think that if you are a comedic actor and you want to be seen as both, because look, Jamie Foxx can still go back and do comedic movies, but I think after Ray, people are like, oh yeah, no, we could put Jamie like as like a lead in a drama film and he's gonna like kill it, right? So I think that it really depends on the role that you're presented as a comedian. Like if it's a dramatic role where it's just, I don't know. And it depends. And that may not even be like your forte, but I do think the right role can bring that out of you. I think Jamie Foxx, he even said in an interview, he said what he was attracted in Ray was he knew it was a challenge. It brought him so much out of his comedic comfort zone. And that's what drew him to it,
I feel like he had to still, like, in a sense, fight for it. You know what I mean? Like, he had to, like, he did so many comedy movies, and then he was able to present himself as a dramatic actor.
Because he had to do Any Given Sunday first in Collateral.
He did Held Up. He did all those different movies. Like,
but for us to, like, really, like, take him seriously.
Bait.
What's so funny? Shit. I heard somebody said, I think it was about Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson a long time ago said he wanted Jamie Foxx to play him. And somebody was like, I think Jamie might have said, like, well, people gonna be laughing. I'm a comedian. He said, people take you serious when you're serious. You give a good fucking performance, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you give a great performance, if you're great, people are gonna believe it. If you're not great, they're gonna say you're excellent. Point taken, I'm saying again with the Tiffany Haddish reference. When it comes to, she was killing the whole movie comedically. But when she got serious, the performance was so great, you're like, God damn.
Kevin, we just seen it with Kevin
with Fatherhood.
With Fatherhood, and
that was really good. I cried in that.
The other one that he just did.
Yeah, with Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
When I tell you, but I think it started also from the upside, right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day,
like you gotta ease them in.
But like Chelsea was saying, like you put them in a position to win. Now we can see you as a human. You're not comedic relief. It's not even a comedic undertone, but you are giving life to somebody that's in a wheelchair. And so we seeing this where you got to be upbeat,
right?
But it makes sense for the character. So now we being able to see like, oh damn, this ain't just funny Kevin Hart. So we get to see you as now a person. So when you do Fatherhood, it's like, oh, he been talking about being a dad, so this is real shit. Like,
but like you said, it was like almost like an onion, like peeling the layers.
That's
off.
True.
That Steve Carell movie, that was the first background thing that I did, and
oh wow,
I didn't even watch the movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to Steve Carell being hilarious. Like
That's true.
I
You got to
will-
spoon feed. You got to spoon feed them to that.
I
You
will
can't do
say-
a quick jump.
I agree, but I mean, I will say, like, because for me, that was like the most dramatic role I had seen Steve Carell in up to that point, and he killed that role. I think he got nominated for an Oscar for that role. Actually, like he
Ain't no in hell. He didn't get nominated for the
I think
Oscar.
he did.
No,
I think
no
he
in hell.
did. No, I'm
What's the name?
serious.
Hey, Lee, look that up.
Look it up. I mean, I might be wrong, but he got nominated for something for that movie because I remember during award season.
A SAG award, maybe. Fucking.
Listen.
Marlon's done it too. Quiet as kept. Marlon did it in Requiem of a Dream. And if you think about Above the Rim and all the other stuff that we've seen Marlon in, but we see Marlon more from the Wayans brothers. We see him from White Chicks. We see him from all this. And then, but when I tell you, that's dramatic chops.
Right.
That Requiem
he's
of a
beast.
Dream.
Oh yeah, he's a beast. What's the name of that movie?
I gotta look it up. I told you I forgot the name of the movie. I
I
was like,
Steve Carell.
it's just Steve Carell tennis movie.
Steve Carell tennis movie.
But I think
Also,
they
Guy Tori too.
Oh,
Guy
yeah.
Tori,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
shout out to Guy Tori.
yeah, he's be eating dramatically too. So yeah,
But we don't get as
Battle
many
of the
opportunities.
Sexes. Battle of the Sexes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that might
No.
Is Emma Stone in it?
Yeah, Emma
no,
Stone.
It's that.
no.
You must be talking about a different movie.
No, the one I'm talking about is
Well,
it's
the general.
wrestling.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
was a
gosh,
wrestling general,
it's
yeah.
the wrestling movie.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why did I say tennis? Oh my gosh,
'Cause he was in that one
So
too.
Steve Carell wrestling movie.
Man,
I think
he transformed for that. But that's why I say it. I
yeah,
think
'cause
that
he put a fake nose on. And
But see, they get to do
Foxcatcher.
that more. They get to do it more.
Foxcatcher. That's the name of the movie. Yeah.
Way more than
He
we do,
was
and they get to
nominated
put
for
in makeup.
something.
So we've seen damn near who played Batman, Christian Bale. We
Yeah,
done seen him in
he was
makeup.
my favorite Batman.
We seen Colin Farrell in makeup. They get to be Eddie Murphy in dramatic movies, and we get to see Big Mama's house when we dress up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a total difference.
Right.
You know the girl who plays.
He was nominated for Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher nominated. Let me see. 2015.
You know the lady who plays Fat Amy.
You're
in,
right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's how good he was in that movie, is that he got nominated for an Oscar.
Well, I don't know if he was. Hold on, I'm looking it up. I'm seeing Will. Wait a minute. That's what is it? 2015.
2015, he got nominated for Best Actor in
Damn.
yeah.
What y'all whispering about? Y'all can be whispering.
Right?
I know we still on the show.
They making plans.
Hilarious.
You guys know that movie? That it's a bigger white lady. She's like British, and she it was like an acapella movie.
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah. I don't want to see her do dramatic stuff. I'm sure she absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
She got a new movie out right now. She lost a lot of weight.
She did, and
Oh.
the new movie it's not half bad.
Yeah.
But like that's what I don't want people to have that taste in my mouth when I come out as an artist. You know what I mean? Like when I slap somebody with some of this goodness, like I want them to be like, damn, she's talented.
But maybe it's a transformation thing, okay? Because they look at like Charlize Theron, right? When she did Monster, and for before that, everybody saw her as like, you know, pretty blonde, like those were the roles she played, and that's in the dramatic field. But she really, like, with Monster, she just like they made her like look just like totally not like herself, and she owned it. And at a certain point, you forgot that it wasn't Charlize Theron, you know. So I think that
They
it
had to
all
do it with Will
depends.
Smith too. Because at the end of the day, like that's what Bad Boys did for Will Smith. We saw Will Smith as one person, and then after Bad Boys,
Mike Lowry.
And again, you got to ease them into that though, you know, because he
Yeah,
was still
6
able,
degrees of
he was still he did 6 degrees of separation, and then he was able to be still comedic but be, you know, dramatic also in that movie.
And so, but again, I think that they just get more opportunities. I think everybody outside of sometimes culturally what we get, and I think sometimes we don't write that, so we can't see it. Like you said, if we haven't seen it, then no. Why are we gonna put you in a suit when we can just get somebody? We can go get Loretta Devine. Like we can go do this. We can go do this. So I'm not gonna age you. I'm not gonna do any of this stuff. But again, I was just watching the new Batman, and Colin Farrell is playing the Penguin.
Right.
And I'm just looking at like all the makeup and the superheroes. So you'll get somebody you like, oh, okay, cool. I need an accent. That's all I need.
In white skin. If you could get that. Hey man, we about to wrap up.
Yeah.
What y'all got coming out, man? What's y'all social media and all of that stuff? What y'all got popping?
Well, my website is callyscott.com, and you can stay up to date with all my stuff. Also, if you follow me on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff, it's like Like Callie Kali Scott SCOTT.
Y'all can find me on social media. Follow me on Instagram. It's comedian Chelsé, comedian CHELSAYG. So it's that's where I'm on social media. I have a lot of shows coming up. I'm going to be doing some traveling this summer. So y'all stay tuned. And yeah, and also if you want to check out my website, CHELSEGREAUX.com. I've got my specials, linked to my comedy specials on there, which are also on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.
Oh,
Bing bong. You can find me at Chase Comedy on everything. Chase Comedy for the website, Chase Comedy on Instagram, Chase Comedy on Twitter. I'm not really on there.
Twitter coming back, bro. I found out from 2 different sources. Get back on Twitter.
Okay, so I gotta get on Twitter. Gotta start giving a fuck. And Snapchat, Chase Comedy, Facebook, Chase Comedy, all that's Chase Comedy. But also, everybody can go and pick up some Ghetto Genius Club, and that is at ghettogeniusclub.com. That is Ghetto Genius Club on Instagram. And if you say that you watch this show, maybe I'll send you something for free.
Hey, well, I watched it.
I watched it live.
Try to get that free merch. I'll wear it on the show. Free advertisement. Hey man, I appreciate that. No, for real, I got you. Hey man, it's your man Justin Hines, man. Shout out to everybody watching, man. Shout out to my guests, man. Y'all killed it. Hey, make sure y'all watch. Y'all already watched it. Hopefully, like it. Comment. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed already, and share, man. Share that thing.
Share is caring.
And yeah, man. I just want to say this one last thing, man. If anybody got offended by anything that we said today, I want you to remember one thing. Fuck your feelings. All right, we're out.
Want me down, I get it. Hate that I keep winning. Stab my back, it's tempting.